Hey y'all. All right, let's get this party started. Let's see what my camera is gonna do today. Let's close this out, give it a little bit of space. Give me just a second. Let me close some of this stuff. It's like when we have too many mental tabs open, we go slowly. Same thing for having all these computer tabs open. I'm usually a 3 tab limit kind of girl, but today was different. All right, let me make sure I got all my stuff together over here and we will get going. Happy Monday if you're watching live in real time. If you're watching the replay, what's up? What's up? All right, let's see. What else do I need to do? I think I'm supposed to be doing something else. All right. And I probably should make sure that I am recording. We'll see. We will see. Okay. Mm-mm. Wait a minute, y'all. I need to make sure I'm recording because if I don't, my team is going to be so annoyed with me. I did a whole masterclass on Friday. Not one bit of it was recorded. So if y'all saw that, you were lucky because there's no replay for it. Um, so anyhow, I need to make sure I'm doing what I'm supposed to be doing on this side, and then we will get going. All right. I think that's it, y'all. Let's see. I don't know. I don't know. All right, whatever. Done is better than perfect. Let's jump into this thing. Hey, 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 happy Monday. It's Dr. RJ here, licensed clinical psychologist, corporate burnout strategist. And this is the circle back. The first quarter during the year, we're kind of like getting into gear, circling back on things that should have been completed or needed to be completed the previous year, but we're still in first quarter and getting our bearings. I know I'm not the only one who feels like, oh my gosh, it's mid-February. January was long and short at the same time. So anyhow, welcome, welcome, welcome. All right. So again, I'm Dr. RJ, licensed clinical psychologist, corporate burnout strategist. I'm trying some new technology stuff today. And so I'm a little bit like off as in frazzled, but done is better than perfect. And so I want to show you all that in real time. Just do it. Like do the thing. Don't get all caught up into details and into perfection. I may or may not be recording this. Let me go ahead and warn my team. Um, who knows? Who knows what's happening? Okay, so today we're going to be talking about um, unchecked mental health. If you've been with me before on the circle back, last month we talked about perfectionism. And so we'll be discussing 7 reasons why high performers crash and burn before reaching their full potential. So the first reason is perfectionism, the second reason is unchecked mental health. Now, believe it or not, in our community, we still have a hard time going to therapy, understanding that sometimes medication is necessary. We have a difficult time with mental health in general, and I'm hoping that we'll continue to have these conversations and reduce stigma and really just increase wellness all across the board. Obviously, I know that there are some systemic reasons for barriers, there's cultural mistrust and all those things. Either way, mental health is super, super important and we should pay attention to it. So, what does unchecked mental health look like? Oh, let's see if I can look at the comments while we're going. All right. Okay, here we go. What does unchecked mental health look like? So, again, my book, Executive Burnout 7 Reasons Why High Performers Crash and Burn Before Reaching Their Full Potential. Um, The first reason is perfectionism. Second reason, unchecked mental health. So basically, what that means is that you are ignoring the signs of anxiety, depression, stress, all the things. Now, today I want to focus on stress. I believe that stress is like the gateway drug to all disorders and issues, for lack of a better word. But stress is definitely a precursor. And so often my clients will ask me, like, well, stress is unavoidable. Um, so what do you really want me to do about that? Well, the truth is, stress is our body's response to a stressor, right? It's our body's response to a stressor. So something that's stressful for one person may not be stressful for another person. And so how we gain control around that is controlling our body's response to stressors. So stressors are events that happen during a workday, in life, things that are around you. And so stress again is how your body reacts and responds to the stress. If you are easily riled up, right, you want to pay attention to that. If you find yourself on edge all day, everything gets on your nerves, or everything like has you ready to pop off or has you nervous, you want to pay attention to that because the body keeps score. And your body, your brain doesn't know the difference from real danger and perceived danger. What I mean by that is your limbic system in your brain. Well, we're going to do a little bit of neuroscience 101 today. So bear with me. Your limbic system in your brain is meant to protect you from danger. It keeps you alive. And so it's like all of the alarms going off in your head, all the bells and whistles saying trouble is down the street or trouble is right in front of you. And so often we're stressed out during our workday, we're stressed out just from day to day, and our brain, our limbic system thinks that we're in trouble. Well, then it activates a trauma response in your body. And so then our parasympathetic nervous system, heartbeat, all those things go crazy, for lack of a better word. And so what does that mean for all of this that I'm talking about? What it means is that we can reduce or improve our body's response to stressors during the day. That improves our overall stress. That then can protect us from varying levels of depression and anxiety, or at least increase our insight and make us aware. And that's how we get to the unchecked mental health part, making sure that we are aware of what we're experiencing during the day. So, some warning signs: if you are not sleeping, you're in trouble. And when I say not sleeping, I mean like a real deal, uninterrupted 6 to 8 hours of sleep every single day. Yes, you should be going to bed the same day that you wake up. I know that sounds crazy, but a lot of you will go to bed 2 or 3 or in the morning. I'm a reformed night owl, so I know that life. Um, and that's like the next day. If you wake up 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, whatever, you need to go to bed within the same 24 hours that you woke up. So, sleeping an uninterrupted 6 hours. You may be asking, well, Dr. RJ, how do I get an uninterrupted 6 to 8 hours of sleep? I'm only getting 4 hours right now. How in the world will I get to six? Well, if you're only getting 4 hours of sleep, start slow and try to get 4.5, right? And then try to go to five, and then work your way up. These are lifestyle changes. And so for the 4 hour sleeper, you may want to look at your night routine and see what you can cut out and what you can delegate. Often in the evening, you may be worrying about something. You may be, your mind may be like racing and you can't fall asleep. It can be anything happening, but you want to slow down, create a night routine, and focus on getting an extra 30 minutes of sleep for the first week. And then the next week, focus on getting another add on 30 minutes for that, and just keep going up until you get to the ideal 6 to 8 hours. Some of you, especially the high performers, will be like, "I'm good with five. I'm good with five." No, you're not good with five. It's going to catch up with you It's not optimal. Your brain does not have a chance to refresh or restart or recharge. There is a system in your brain called the glymphatic system. And so it's like a sewage system in your brain. It cleans out all the junk and the mess. And so if you're only getting 5 hours, you think that you are optimal, but you're not. You're just fooling yourself. You can only do that for a short period of time. It's not sustainable. Make your goal 6 to 8 hours. That's not a made up number. It's a number based upon our body and our brain. Okay, so we're talking about unchecked mental health, 7 reasons why high performers crash and burn before reaching their full potential. Last month, we talked about perfectionism as reason number one. This month, we're talking about unchecked mental health, reason number two, and they're all in the Executive Burnout book. Now, if you're like, Dr. RJ, I want to know all the steps. I ain't got time to be waiting on this every month. I'll jump in, but I want to know now. Just comment with the word burnout if you're on Instagram or on the Ask Dr. RJ Facebook page. Comment the word burnout and you'll get the free companion guide. You'll get everything I'm talking about today. If you're on any other platforms, just DM me and I'll make sure you get it. All right, just DM me or send a private message and I'll make sure that you get your free companion guide. Because right now I just want you to be present, take it all in. I don't want you to have to worry about taking notes and trying to remember every little thing I'm saying. Like, just kind of let it marinate a little bit. All right. So, again, we're talking about unchecked mental health, with stress being the gateway to anxiety, depression, and all other things. Now, let me just say this. When we're talking about anxiety and depression, I'm talking about mild to moderate, right? I'm talking about manageable levels, not clinical levels. That's something totally different. So I'm talking about um, anxiety and depression that is not at a level that requires like psychological or psychiatric care. I'm talking about at a very basic level. Now, stress, there is a model called the diathesis stress model. Stress, then, if you have, let's see how I can explain this. I need like a whiteboard. If you have a predisposition for disorder, so let's say your mama had anxiety, your daddy had depression, but you're good. Well, if you have a predisposition, your level of stress increases your risk like exponentially. And so you may have this predisposition, these genetics, this vulnerability to a disorder, but if you can keep your stress level low, there's a chance that you may not even activate what's already there. So I just want to give some insight about that. And I know I'm rambling a little bit, but that's all right. Just follow along with me. We are talking about 7 reasons why high performers crash and burn before reaching their full potential, unchecked mental health. All right, so let's keep this party going. We talked about reducing your stress, sleeping, the importance of 6 to 8 hours of uninterrupted sleep every single night. Don't fool yourself saying, I only get 5 hours, I'm good, I feel great. It's not sustainable. Your brain hates it, your body hates it even more, and your body is keeping score, and it will come back to get you if you're not getting your 6 to 8 hours of sleep on a regular basis. Also, if you're not sleeping, it's almost impossible to like lose weight. So if you're trying to lose weight or get your midsection together and all that, and you're not sleeping or resting at night, and you're always stressed out, and your cortisol is like going, then that's why you're at a plateau. All right, what else can I talk about as it relates to unchecked mental health? Stress, sleep, developing a sleep routine at night, shutting down the screens if it's something that stimulates you. Um, and then, of course, if we're talking about, I'm picturing like anxiety at night, your brain is like a hamster on a wheel. You can't turn off those racing thoughts. If that's you, a nighttime routine is really, really important. You want to write down your top 3 things that must get accomplished the next day and then just let it rest. So set your intentions for the day at night, and that will help you rest more. Again, we're talking about reducing stress. And step one to reducing stress is getting enough sleep. All right. Um, Other things about unchecked mental health that's in the way of you reaching your full potential, or that might be a reason why you crash and burn before reaching your full potential, is not realizing the amount of things you're taking on. So you may have a to do list a mile long. Nobody can do all those things, and you're just stressing yourself out and making yourself feel guilty and bad by writing all those things on your to-do list. So I'm going to give you a little bit of homework. Put all the stuff on your to-do list, cross off half of it. You're not going to do it anyway. No need to like keep stressing yourself about it. Delegate a part of it and focus on your top three. If you have more than three things on your list, it's too much. It's too much. Knock out those top three things. Done. What's next? Move on to the next thing. And so I know a lot of you are like, that doesn't really work, but it does. I do it with my clients all the time. They're always surprised at how productive they are when they reduce the noise, and they really just laser focus in on three things or less. They get it done and they move on to the next thing instead of circling back over and over to that same long, ridiculous list. So we have reducing stress, we have getting more sleep, we have cutting down on the noise and the brain chatter, and we have reducing the amount of things or the busy work that you're doing every day. There's a quote um, that talks about the tyranny of tiny tasks, right? So a precursor to burnout is a tyranny of tiny tasks. And so it's like all these little things piling up. It's always chasing you. It's always there. It's like it never goes away. That's the quickest way to burn out. So you want to be intentional about getting rid of that. All right, let's see if there's anything else before I love you and leave you. I feel like there was one more thing that I wanted to. So I talked about stress. I talked about anxiety and depression. Yep. Missing the warning signs. Oh, I'll talk a little bit more about that before we go. So, missing the warning signs. Often we're moving so quickly during the day, we don't even realize like that our body is trying to tell us something until we get sick or until we're like, oh, I just can't. I can't get up today. I can't take it anymore. And so I'm just gonna take a week off or whatever. Nothing wrong with that, but it's better to be intentional about planning those things instead of arriving there when you're like totally at your limit. So let's talk about that. How can you then be present with your body, be present with yourself so that you know what's going on at all times and it doesn't like creep up on you? Mindfulness is the best way to do that. Mindfulness meditation. Now, there are some amazing therapists out there who can teach you about mindfulness meditation. But if you just want a quick and dirty way of thinking about mindfulness, you're just going to focus on your thoughts without getting carried away by them, right? Focus on something without getting carried away by it. And so, one way you can pause during your day and practice mindfulness is to use all of your senses. Let me give you an example. I'm sitting in my office right now. Let's say after this session, I'll do a 3-minute mindfulness meditation. Well, that might just be me looking out of my window and I'm using my five senses. What do I see? Right? Okay, I see. Hold on, let me actually do this for y'all. I see a tree. Um, no leaves on those branches. It's moving slightly a little bit. The wind is picking up. What do I hear? I have my AirPods on, so I just hear myself echoing. Um, Obviously, there's no taste right now. I have water over here. Touch, tactile. My hands feel smooth because I just put on some lotion a few minutes ago. So here, smell. I'm burning a stress relief candle, so it smells like relaxation in here. What is this? Oh, spearmint. Okay, it's a spearmint stress relief candle. All right, so touch, taste, see, hear. What am I missing, y'all? Touch, taste, see, hear. Oh Lord. Anyhow, you get what I'm saying. Use your five senses, and that can give your brain a break for a mindfulness moment. All right. And so you can do that wherever you are. I suggest doing it 2 or 3 times a day, just for 2 to 3 minutes. And then that will make you more in tune with your body, what you're thinking, what you're feeling, so that stress doesn't just creep up on you. Now, another way you can practice mindfulness is while eating, right? If you find yourself, if you're like me when I'm doing too much, you'll eat a meal and be like, did I even eat? Right? Because you're like eating your meal and multitasking, and I'm like, did somebody eat my piece of bread? Like, where did it go? I know I'm not the only one who has experienced that. It's because we are smell. Thank you. Um, yes, smell. Some I know I'm like delayed, but smell is the other five senses. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Um, so when you're eating, as much as you can, as many opportunities as you can get, then you want to be present with your meal, and eat mindfully. So again, use your five senses. What does this taste like? What are the different flavors? What is the texture? Chew slowly, really enjoy it. So having a snack or a meal mindfully will then train your brain to pay attention to what's happening inward. Why is that important, you may be asking? It helps things go to not go unchecked. Because again, often we're busy, busy, busy. We're moving so quickly, the days fly by, and we don't realize what's happening internal in our body. We just know that we were exhausted, fell asleep on the couch, and then it was the next day. You want to make sure that you're not doing that, because being in check with yourself, checking in every single day is super important so that you don't miss anything. That's it, y'all. So let me just do a quick recap if you're just joining. All right, here we go. If you're just joining, I'll do a quick recap, and then I'm going to love you and leave you because I still have some amazing clients to see. I'm ready to see y'all. Hey, 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 in case you're on. All right, so this is the Circle Back with Dr. RJ. We're talking about 7 reasons why high performers crash and burn before reaching their full potential. Last month, we talked about reason number 1, perfectionism. This month, we talked about reason number 2, unchecked mental health. We focused on stress as being the gateway to anxiety, depression, and all other things. And so, managing our stress, taking care of our sleep, taking care of our thoughts, and giving our brain a break during the day so it doesn't feel like it's like in a combat zone when really you're just at work and people are getting on your nerves. So, you want to let your brain, your limbic system, and your body know you're not really under attack. It's just people are aggravating. Those are two different things. So you want your body and your brain to act accordingly. The body keeps score. It will remind you if you continue to stress it out. And we want to eliminate that as much as possible. And of course, being present, staying present, um, and checking in with yourself on a daily basis are ways that you can make sure that you don't have any unchecked mental health issues, um, which usually come across as physical first before you realize anything else. So, like stomach aches, migraines that never go away, constant irritability, all those things. Okay, finally, obviously, I think that everybody should have a therapist or a coach. And so, therapyforblackgirls.com is one website for a therapist. Psychologytoday.com is another website. There are tons and tons out there. So, if I did not shout out a website you know of, shout it out. If you are a therapist or a practitioner, shout yourself out. Let the people know how to get in contact with you. Because again, everyone can benefit from having a professional, right, walk alongside you and guide you, along the path, especially if you're a high performer. Often high performers are forgotten about. People see us and they're like, oh, they're good, right? That's not usually the case. And so I'm checking for y'all, of course, but I want to make sure that you're also aware that you can seek out help. All right, y'all. That's it. Woo, child. Again, just comment with the word burnout, especially if you're on Instagram, because yeah, comment there for your free companion guide. That's everything I'm talking about today. And if you're on another format and not the Ask Dr. RJ website, then just DM me and we'll get it to you. DM the word burnout. All right, y'all. That's all. Have a wonderful Monday. If you're watching the replay, have a wonderful week. All right. I probably forgot something, but done is better than perfect. Bye.